In this video, we're going to be working on basic order of operations problems. And in elementary school, they may have taught you PEMDAS, but in sixth grade, we start teaching you what we call GEMDAS because we start working with other types of grouping symbols rather than just parentheses. And when you write it out, we don't like to write it as all stacked up as one big stack like this. We actually like to write it as the groupings, the exponents, and then we write multiplication and division and addition and subtraction together so that you can work them together from left to right, because that's the biggest mistake that students make is multiplication and division and addition and subtraction. They're partners in crime. They work together to go through the problem from front to back, not one at a time. So our first one here, the G, stands for groupings. And those are brackets. And those look like this. We have parentheses. They look like that. And then we also have a fraction bar. And we know what a fraction bar looks like. It's just a straight line that goes side to side. So some of these you may not have seen, like the brackets and the fraction bar, worked with an order of operations, but you have seen the parentheses before. The next one is the exponents. Okay, so exponents, remember it's that little number that's up in the top corner. Then we have the multiply divide from left to right. So we have multiply or divide. And that's from left to right. So you have to work from the front to the back of the problem with all your multiplication and division, no matter which one comes first. And then you're going to work from the front to the back of your problem the same way for addition and subtraction. So you're going to add or subtract. It does not matter which one is first because you're just going to do, it does matter which one is first in the line that you're going to do. Addition doesn't have to come first just because it's the first letter. All right, so let's look at some examples. If we look at the first one, so I just like to write my GEMDAS down the side really little so I can kind of cross off what I've done. And that's how I write my GEMDAS. So I'm going to look, do I have any groupings? Well, I do have some groupings. They're right here, and I'm going to use a highlighter just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to do 6 minus 3. Well, 6 minus 3 is 3, and I'm going to leave it in parentheses just so I don't make a mistake. And then I'm going to bring down everything else that was in front of it. So I'm going to start here with the division. I have 2 to the second power, then I have a multiply sign, and I have a 3. So I kind of worked backwards. Now, I do not have any more groupings because a one number in a grouping is like a fake out. It's just kind of there. The parentheses are there just to help us. It's not really a true grouping because there's no operations inside. Now I need to look to see, do we have any exponents? Well, we do. We have this 2 to the second power. If we solve 2 to the second power, really that's like 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So this is going to be 4 right underneath. Everything in front of the highlight I need to write. So this is times 3, and then I'm going to do everything behind. So this is divide, and then I'm going to leave the 3 in parentheses just so I don't make a mistake, because it started in parentheses. Now I don't have any more exponents, so I can cross off that guy. I do have multiplication and division though. I'm going to come to the front of my sentence and I'm going to go across and I'm going to say, meow, multiplication came first. So we have to do multiply first. So 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And I still have the divided by 3 in the parentheses so I don't make a mistake. And then that is going to be my last step. 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 gives you 4. So your final answer for that problem is 4. Now if we look down, let's do another example. I'm going to write my GEMDOS off to the side so I don't make a mistake and I can kind of cross off what I'm doing. And I like to write the little arrows under the multiply and divide, add, subtract, just so it reminds you, go front to back. All right, so let's look at this problem. I do have some groupings right here, so I'm going to do 4 minus 1, because that exponent is outside of that grouping. I need to do what is inside of it first. So 4 minus 1 gives you 3. And I'm going to leave the parentheses around it so I don't make a mistake. The 2 is outside the parentheses. The 3 is in front, and then I have the plus 22 in the back. Okay. Now, the question is, I do not have any more groupings because this single one right here is like a fake out. So that is not a grouping. Then I have to ask, do I have any exponents? Well, I have an exponent right here, 3 to the second power. Even though it's in that grouping, it's still technically 3 to the second power because a single number in a parenthesis is just like a fake out. So 3 to the second power is really just 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. Now, do you see how this is squished right here? You could either leave 9 in parentheses and put the 3. That would be fine. Or, when a number is squished, it means multiply. Okay, so when a number is squished against the parenthesis, they multiply together. Then I have plus 22 in the back. So anytime numbers are squished together, they mean multiply. So I don't have any more exponents. Now I have to look, do I have any multiplication or division? I do. I do right here with this 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is going to be 27 plus 22. That's what I have left. I don't have any more multiply, divide. I do have adding, so that is going to be my last step. 27 plus 22, and 27 plus 22 is 49. Now, if you ever feel like you make a mistake in this problem, go back. That's why it's so easy if you identify what step you did, because you can go back and say, did I perform this step right and get the right answer? Because my answer should have been 9. Did I perform this step right and get the right answer? Did I perform this step right and get the right answer? And you can look back and you can see your work. Also, in this unit, it's very important that you show your work. We are not going to accept answers that just came out of the blue. You need to show us your thought process in going through these problems, because as you start to go into 7th grade and 8th grade, your teachers are going to ask for your work. We are working with some simple ones now, but as you start getting into upper level math, you're going to need to know how to show your work. And that's why we're laying the foundation now of you showing your work. Okay, really quick, I just want to touch base on the top of page 13. So if we look at the top of page 13, we have some easy order of operations, real quick. All you're doing is circling the first step of these problems. So if we look at this one here, this grouping would be first. If you look at this one, I have no groupings, I have no exponents, but I do have multiplication and division. Which one came first in line? This division did right here. Don't be tricked. Go ahead, do 3, 4, 5, and 6 by yourself. So if you look at number 3, I have this grouping, so I'm going to do this one first. If you look at number 4, I have no groupings, but I have an exponent of 13 to the first. If I look at number 5, I have no groupings, no exponents, but I have multiplication and division. Which one is first in line? This 3 divided by 3 is first. And then if I look at number 6, I have no groupings, but I do have this exponent of 4 to the second power. Okay, so what I would like for you to do next is I want you to do some practice with solving order of operations problems. I want you to pause the video, do number 7 and number 8 on your own, and unpause it when you're ready to check it. So if we look at number 7, I'm going to write my GEMDOS. Down the side. I do not have any groupings. I do not have any exponents, but I do have multiplication and division. This division right here comes first. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Bring everything down around it. Okay, do I have any more multiplication or division? I do. I have this multiplication here. 2 times 7 is 14. I have plus 8 in front and plus 2 behind. I have no more multiplying or dividing. I'm going to move to add and subtract. I'm going to do this group of adding and subtracting first. 8 plus 14 is 22, plus 2 is in the back. And then that's going to be my last step, 22 plus 2, which gives you 24 as your answer. Please make sure you always circle your answer in this unit so that we can find it. For number 8, I don't have any groupings, I don't have any exponents, I have multiplication and division, so I'm going to do whichever one comes first in line. In this case, it is the division. 8 divided by 4 gives you 2. I have plus 6 out front, and a times 9 minus 4. Please do not try to do a whole bunch of steps at one time. You're more likely to make a mistake. Do I have any more multiplying or dividing? Yes. I have 2 times 9, which is 18. Then I have plus 6 out front, minus 4 in the back. Then I'm done with multiplying and dividing. Now, adding and subtracting. Which one comes first? This one. 6 times 18. Or, I'm sorry, 6 plus 18. 6 plus 18 is 24. Minus 4. And then I have the last little bit here, which is 24 minus 4. And 24 minus 4 is 20. Make sure you circle your answer. So go ahead. I want you to do number 9 and number 10 on your own. Pause the video and unpause it when you're ready to check it. Okay, so if we look at number 9, so we look at number 9. Okay, we have a grouping, so 5 plus 10 is going to come first. 5 plus 10 is 15. I'm going to leave it in parentheses so I don't make a mistake. Divide by 5 in the back. The 4 squish plus 61. I do not have any more groupings because that single grouping is fake out. I do not have any exponents. I do have multiplication and division. Now the multiplication is difficult to see, but it's right here. That squished is multiplication. And 4 times 15 is going to give you 60. If you don't know that in your head, just do a little bit of side work off to the side so you can do your math. Then I need to do my division here. 60 divided by 5 is 12. And then I have plus 61 in the front. And then that's going to be the last step. 61 plus 12 gives you 73. And if we look at number 10, I have groupings that I need to solve. So I have 48 minus 12. 48 minus 12 is 36. I have plus, and I can leave it in parentheses so I don't make a mistake. I have plus 16 in the front, divided by 6, minus 5, times 2 in the back. I do not have any more groupings because this is a fake out. I do not have any exponents. I do have multiplication and division. So if I scan through, that's addition, this is division. So I'm going to solve that first. 36 divided by 6 is going to give me 6. Then I have this plus, and the parentheses can go away at this point because I've used it with another operation. Plus 16 minus 5 times 2. Now, do I have any more multiplication or division? I do. 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Then I have minus 6 plus 16 out front. Now I can do my addition and subtraction. Which one comes first? The addition. 16 plus 6 gives me 22 minus 10. And then 22 minus 10 gives you an answer of